Some people ask me if my blood sugar is low at night or in the morning. Should I still take my long-acting insulin, like Lantus or Levemir? They worry that blood sugar will bottom out. So let's talk about it. The first step in this kind of situation is to bring up blood sugar to a safe level, whether by taking sugar pills or by eating and drinking large amount of carbohydrates. Then you should try to figure out why blood sugar was low. Has this happened several times recently, or was it just a one-time thing? Did you just exercise or skip a meal or took too much short-acting insulin? I would not suggest skipping the long-acting insulin, especially if you have type 1 diabetes. If you skip it, blood sugar may go too high the next day or later in the day. However, if this has been happening a few times recently, then the dose of the long-acting insulin is probably too high. In that case, you should consider reducing the dose of long-acting insulin by 20 to 30%. Now let's look at a few examples. This is a lady with type 1 diabetes on Levemir 20 units at night and Humalog 5 units before each meal. She had no lows in the past month. Before going to sleep tonight, however, blood sugar was only 52. She didn't know whether this is a good idea to take Levemir tonight. The first step is to take sugar pills to bring it up. 20 minutes later, blood sugar went up to 91. She didn't eat much carbohydrate for dinner that day, but still took 5 units of Humalog, just like she normally do for each meal. Also, she went for a walk after dinner. Both taking too much Humalog for dinner and exercise are responsible for the drop in blood sugar. But this is just a one-time thing. She has not had any lows any other time, so there is probably nothing wrong with her Levemir dose. What she ended up doing was checking blood sugar again 1 hour later. It was not going down anymore, so she just took 20 units of Levemir like she normally do and went to sleep. Next morning, blood sugar was 150. She then decided to get those insulin pump that will automatically suspend if blood sugar is low, so she does not need to worry about this type of situation anymore. I think that's a smart decision. The next example is a gentleman with type 2 diabetes on metformin and Basaglar 30 units every night. His blood sugar will go too low whenever he skips a meal. Sometimes it also woke him up in the night. His blood sugar tonight was 55. He took sugar pills and blood sugar went up to 120. He remembered that his last meal was 2 p.m., which was 8 hours ago, and that should be the reason why blood sugar was low tonight. The point I want to make here is that if blood sugar dropped too low whenever you skip a meal, or if you're waking up in the middle of the night from low blood sugar, the dose of long-acting insulin is too high. He decided to take less Lantus. He took 20 units instead of 30 units. Blood sugar was 130 the next morning. He made the right decision on cutting back the Lantus dose. The next example is a gentleman with type 2 diabetes on metformin, Ozempic, and Lantus 40 units every night. His blood sugar has never been low in the past 2 weeks. Tonight it was only 65. He took sugar pills and brought it up to 90. Looking back, he ran on the treadmill for 1 hour today, not something he normally does. But he didn't want to wait and check blood sugar again, so he decided to take less Lantus and go to sleep. The next morning, blood sugar was up to 220. In this example, you can see the dose of 40 units a day is the right dose for him, because he has never had any lows in the past 2 weeks. What happened tonight was just an outlier after exercise. By reducing the dose of long-acting insulin, it is possible that your blood sugar will go up the next morning. But if you are very worried about low blood sugar at night, or if you don't want to wait, this could be a reasonable option, but may not be the best option.